Hello, my name is Jacob Hartwig, and today I'm going to be covering the Nebraska Army National Guard organizational and my personal HR development plan. Outline today I'm going to be covering acquiring, developing, training, and leveraging human capital, along with leveraging diversity, integrating a HR consultant, organizational recommendations, and practical application. Start with acquiring human capital. The Nebraska Army National Guard currently employs recruiters who are scattered throughout the state. These recruiters are specifically tasked with finding the most qualified individuals to meet the needs of the organization, utilizing tailored recruiting methods. A lot of these are ways to predetermine if someone is fit for duty or to disqualify them initially. Next step is the Medical Entrance Processing Station, or MEPS. This is where individuals will go through some pre-employment testing. They'll take the ASVAB, so the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. They'll go through a physical exam, and then they will go through mental consultations, and they'll have their medical records researched and have a background check conducted. This is pre-employment testing, the ASVAB. This is an intelligence test that is taken over a 3-hour period, and this is where we initially find out if people are qualified for service, and then also what positions they would be qualified for taking on that vocational part. Some of the pros are finding the most qualified individuals who meet the needs of the organization, tailored recruiting methods. The cons are it's a long invasive process requiring extensive background checks, and medication can actually exclude civilians from service immediately. And we go into when a traditional soldier wants to lateral to a different position, or somebody wants to try and apply for a full-time position. So I mean, they work for the Guard Monday through Friday. It's conducted through posting a job analysis that they can apply for, so it has to have an accurate title. Title reflects the position's real responsibilities. It's consistent with similar positions throughout the organization. It includes appropriate qualifications, accurately reflects job requirements, job functions, and performance standards are clearly and easily understood, and it's free of discrimination. Pros for this are you find the most qualified individuals who meet the needs of the organization while being able to fit in culturally. This is examined through the interview process and research into a service member's performance records in the military. Cons are if the job analysis is not accurate, the candidate pool can vary too greatly, and the job analysis can discriminate potential candidates. So developing human capital, this is done in 2 ways in the military. We have counselings and we have mentorship. The counselings are conducted quarterly for us, and they go over initial counselings, event counselings, and professional development. Initial counseling is just where someone is given their job analysis, what's expected of them, and then the event-oriented counselings and professional development counseling go hand in hand. That's kind of tracking a soldier's progress, and then also establishing and tracking their goals. Mentorship is it's a one-on-one, so someone who's seasoned in the military, they've been in for a while, takes on someone who's newer or someone who is of a lesser rank that wishes to attain higher proficiencies. Pros of this are new employees don't know what they don't know. It's as simple as that. That's where your initial counseling comes in. Like this gives them something to start with. And then counseling set expectations and establish goals. Mentors guide new employees with goals that align with the organization. And the cons are really the time constraint, especially for our traditional soldiers who are only meeting 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer. So if it's conducted quarterly, it takes a big chunk of time away from your leaders to actually counsel all of their soldiers. Training human capital. So initially, every single person in the Army has to go to basic combat training. A 9-week school. It's learn to shoot, move, and communicate in the military. After that, you go to advanced individual training. This can range from 4 weeks to like 8 months. It's a long, extensive process, but this is where you're learning specific jobs. You're getting that military occupational specialty, or your MOS. After that, once they've been in for a little bit, you go to professional development classes. These are required for promotions, so if a person wants to attain the next rank, they have to seek out these professional development classes, and that really is going to kind of be determined on how engaged they are in the organization. And then perceived training, if the training being offered is not engaging or it's just taxing on the people, they're going to be less likely to want to be involved with the training and more likely get out. So that's why it's important for us to stay up to date with our training. Pros are you're offering professional development opportunities to engaged employees. It increases the organizational asset and increases retention rate because you're going to see people getting promoted and they're going to stay on longer. The cons, if the training is not being presented in an engaging manner, it's emotionally exhausting or increases anxiety. Employees are become unengaged and potentially leave. So leveraging the current human capital that we have, in the Nebraska Army National Guard especially, so we have different benefits and rewards. The benefits would be your very affordable health care. It's like $20 a month for us for full health care. This includes, you can also opt in for dental health care. That's extremely cheap. It might be another $7 a month. And then we also offer federal tuition assistance along with state tuition assistance that comes with our dual mission status. So we have a federal and a state mission. And that state tuition assistance matches 100% of any state university. There's also a lot of other lesser known benefits, like the discounts that we get for different things, free services that are offered to military members. And then rewards. Your rewards are people who are engaged and doing really well. We can offer them a lot of different schools of their choosing where they might like to go, different professional development opportunities for them to attend. And then also with your engaged employees, you're going to find they're going to be a lot higher up on the enlisted promotion system. And that's something where you can use to try and encourage your soldiers, like, hey, if you end up higher on the EPS list this year, you're probably going to get promoted. So the benefits are take care of service members and their loved ones. Rewards are with schools or for engaged in performance and promote more quickly. And some of the benefit or the cons of this or benefits are similar to other branches. There's not a lot of difference that we have except for us having the state tuition that covers a lot of universities. And the rewards are still required to pass physical requirements. So we have people that still need to meet height, weight, and physical training requirements. And if you have somebody that struggles with this, but they're like the best of the best, great leader, very intelligent, it can kind of discriminate against them a little bit. But we also have to meet these needs, and it's a given for us. The EPS system is moving more towards a data-only system, so this is just going to take over what schools people have done, how they shoot, move, communicate, not who the person actually is. And then leveraging diversity. So with this, we post open positions with Army branches rather than specific military occupations. Specific skills can be learned. So what I mean by this is you have your different branches. You have your armor, your movement, your transportation, engineers, chemical, all those different branches. Then you have specific positions that are in each one of these branches. Where if we opened up positions to branches rather than positions, you'd see a lot more of a diverse group. You'd increase innovation at all levels because you're bringing together different cultures and different backgrounds that you're not normally used to. And with all these different MOSs, you would be able to think through problems and issues from different lights, and it might provide you more innovative solutions. This also increases equal opportunity for employment, training, and promotions. You're offering a lot more opportunities to a lot more people. You're going to see a lot more engagement. And then it also decreases discrimination just because someone's a plumber and they're not an electrician. You're going to decrease that discrimination quite a bit. So HR consultant, integrating them into our units should be integrated at the company level. So 120 people max for an HR consultant. That would be more than capable of taking on this task because they'd still have their HR specialists that would be able to help with this. They hold a deeper understanding of the HR process and are able to communicate the HR process to a diverse group. So they're subject matter experts who are able to communicate why for a process, not just I need these documents. And because right now our human resource specialists they're all just administrative employees. They're really just paper pushers. I hate to say it, but that's how they're kind of labeled. And this you would get more of a leader who would be able to communicate to all levels. It's a selfless position that they're taking care of others before their own needs, and that's one of the biggest bases for Christian worldview and servant leadership. Just taking care of others, making sure they're good to go before you take care of yourself. So some of the organizational recommendations would be to revitalize the pre-employment assessment process. And with this, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but like one way would be to loosen the restrictions for medications that people are taking, especially these um, high schoolers and college students that like have been taking medication for a while, but it's nothing that's life threatening. It's just stuff to help them get by when the day to day, or not even day to day, just like they might need a little bit of help. I don't think that should be a disqualifying factor. Then also offering new benefits for service. Some of these would come in monetary, but we got to figure out what organizations outside of the military are doing to also compete with the civilian market. And then increasing the direct compensation. So this would be essentially a salary increase. The Army as a whole, we get a percentage bump in our salaries each year. I think this year we're expected to get around 4%. But again, that's not meeting the inflation rates. So we're not able to compete. And for the service that's being provided by the military members and some people that are putting down their lives for this country, we're just not cutting it. Especially in the work environments and the living conditions that a lot of these people have, they're not being fairly compensated. Practical application. A lot of this I've talked over with some of my coworkers. So reducing discrimination in the job analysis. Again, that would be going back to opening up our job analysis or job postings, as you will, to branches rather than specific occupations. It's going to be a lot better. You're going to get a lot more diversity, innovation. You're going to increase your equal opportunity. It's going to be great all around. And then improve the current human capital leveraging process. So, like I said, with counseling, it's just kind of difficult in mentorship, because you're only meeting so often. So even to figure out who these people are can be quite difficult. And then getting better benefits, better schools, anything like that, just to help people stay in and kind of increase that retention process. And then also replacing more importance on professional development. It's kind of gone to the wayside. Some people have gotten away with not being required to have a professional development course. A lot of this was due to COVID, but now we're getting back to more of mainstream. You have to have professional development. And then kind of increasing the quality of professional development, going over different leadership styles, and letting people develop their own leadership styles while they're at these schools would be quite beneficial. Here's my first set of references and my second set of references. Thank you.